Elon is deleting the block button on X and Twitter. Oh boy. I've heard people tell me that, like, it's not going to happen because of the rules. Where is this? He'll definitely lose some users. X is off the App Store and the Play Store. He won't. Personally, I've said this before. I will say it again. I think this is an incredibly big problem that the App Store and the Google Play Store can have a duo monopoly on all smartphone applications and then make rules about them that have no type of oversight. I think this is a tremendous amount of power, and places in Europe have already tried to limit that and regulate it. Having two gigantic companies that just get to make decisions about an entire market like that, at the end of the day, it's not consumer friendly. However, this is fucking stupid. Bro, defending Elon again? Well, I'm not defending Elon. I don't like the, that's not it. Like, I think Elon's a fucking idiot for this. But, I just think that, like, the App Stores being able to, like, force people to do what they want is also, is bad. Right? But, like, I just wanted to make that comment. Anyway, so the next thing is that, why are the blocks getting removed? I feel like I can understand where he's coming from, and I get it, but I still don't think that you should get rid of the block feature. And the reason, I think that the only time that you should be able to get rid, people should not be able to block, is if it is like a governmental entity. Like, for example, a politician or a government branch. Because there was a Supreme Court case even that said that like public figures in the government are not able to block people on social media because of some sort of rights violation, right? I don't know exactly the details, but that's just effectively the outcome of it. So whenever I see this happen, I think it makes a lot of sense for them, but that's because that person is supposed to be available and accountable to the public, right? As a public representative. But the difference is that, like, you know, Kathy, the fucking soccer mom who's tweeting about how, I don't know, like chemtrails are real or something stupid, she's not a public figure. So I don't really see the value and the benefit in not allowing people who aren't like governmental public figures who are accountable to the public to be able to not block people. And even also government public figures should be able to block people on personal accounts. Because, like, for example, just because somebody's a government figure doesn't mean you can go into their house and start yelling at them, right? They have to be accountable to the public to an extent, but that doesn't mean 24 hours a day. I support Elon because in a very simplistic manner, he's trying to change things and things need stirring. In my humble opinion, we're stuck in terms of media evolution. Not blocking is actually a good statement. I can't wait for an anonymous social media that is mainstream, somehow like 4chan, for example, so I'm all in for that. Yeah, but like everything you said, there was no reason why... Like, so I think that really things online should probably follow a lot of the same paradigms that real life has, for example. So in real life, if you don't like what somebody is saying to you, you can simply walk away. You can leave. You can, if they're in your house, you can tell them to leave. You know, something like that, I think would be fair. So whenever you have somebody who's like actively attacking you and actively like messaging you, why shouldn't you be able to tell that person to leave? You see what I'm saying? Why shouldn't you be able to walk away? I think that you should. It seems his goal is to eliminate self-made echo chambers. Echo chambers are a natural outcome of human interaction. Most people that follow Donald Trump agree with Donald Trump. Most people that follow Elon Musk agree with Elon Musk. Most people that follow Bernie Sanders agree with Bernie Sanders. Yeah, there isn't an echo chamber. I think that, like, what really happens whenever you remove a block button like this is that you make it possible for people to just be harassed and to not want to go on the website. As I've said before, I believe very strongly in personal censorship, that a user should not have to see things that they don't want to see. It's that simple. You shouldn't have to see something that you don't want to see. And if you can do that, I think that's fair. It's that simple. Get off the internet then. Well, yeah, but you could say that to somebody else who's getting mad because they're getting blocked, right? It's a self-correcting problem. If it's a bad idea, the platform will fail because people will leave, let businesses fail. Well, I can't prevent them from doing this. I'm just expressing the way I think. Like, this is just what I think about it, right? You can still mute people. Yeah, but I think, like, for example, like if you have people that are like messaging you and harassing you, you don't want to provide them a platform on your posts. I just don't really see this being a benefit. I don't see this being a positive. I don't see this being good for anybody. Is that you're making posts and now these people now are using your posts as a platform to harass you. I agree that they should have their own platform to harass you. I just don't agree that they should be able to co-opt your platform to harass you against your consent. Yes, but you can also censor criticism. It's people's right to censor criticism. It is their right. It's their page. It is their page. And keep in mind, it is Elon's right to remove the block button because it's his website. He can do what he wants to do. But this is the way that I see it. We have chatters in here defending the removal of blocking. The reason why people defend the removal of blocking is because they are obnoxious, annoying people who get blocked all the time. So whenever they see that now nobody can block them anymore, it makes them happy because it will subject people to their annoying fucking behavior. That's why people like not being blocked. And it only benefits harassers. That's it. There's no positive benefit to this. I'll read a few more of these. No punishment for annoyance. Yes, exactly. People think that their voice should always be heard. Well, it's more that they think, because I think that everybody's voice should be heard. But I don't think that everybody should have to hear it. Does that make sense? People should be able to say, okay, you can say what you want to say, but I don't want to hear it. Everybody should be able to express themselves outside of, like legal stuff, etc. But other than that, I think people should be able to express themselves and talk like that. So censor the annoying people. Annoying people are in the eye of the beholder. Who do you think makes that choice? Well, I do right now because you're banned. You're an annoying person. I can tell just by that comment. I did. See that? That's how it works. Now let me explain why you're annoying. Of course it's in the eye of the beholder. That's why people can block. What's the most asinine comment ever? Of course, it's just an idiot. Yeah, it's just an idiot. It's really stupid to scrap blocking. Yeah. They just want more money since we block sponsors and we don't see the ads. Well, then make it to where you can't block the sponsors. Problem solved. What's the issue with that? Why make it to where... So if the problem is that people are blocking the sponsors and that's the ad, well, then just make it to where you can't do that. Yeah, I think that's totally fair. You can't block sponsors. Definitely. Yeah, it's the ads. That's the it's like being able to block commercials or being able to block ads. If everybody did that, the websites couldn't exist. It's against AppTOS to not have a block feature. No, I know. People talked about that. I think the app stores have too much power. So while I agree with them in this circumstance, I disagree on the foundation of why they have power to assert that opinion. So yeah, it's because leftists couldn't block facts. I don't know. I think that there's a lot of things, like, I mean, you can talk about leftists not blocking facts, but like, I feel like there's a lot of right-wing people that are like posting like weirdly Photoshop things and being like, wow, these two things aren't the same. Like, it's just like people have gotten so stupid on the internet recently. Like, I don't think it's a left-wing thing. Yeah. Maybe it becomes like YouTube where ads have the last word on who's banned because they're a danger for the product. Well, I think that it's completely fair for Elon to make it to where you can't block sponsors. I think that's fair. It's like, for example, imagine if every single time that you saw an ad on a page, you could just click a button and block it. Well, yeah, for sure, because like you're paying for you're paying for visibility. That would be nice, yeah. And so, like, sure, people who put their whole identity in politics and to evaluate some shit. Well, we're not really talking about politics. I think this is just in general. People still claim the Hawaiian fires were caused by lasers. No, they weren't caused by lasers. They were caused by Jewish space lasers, okay? You have to get it right. I saw the post myself. I don't like sponsors, but I understand that's part and parcel of using the process. Yes, exactly. And so that's the that's the way that it works, right? I think that's okay. If Elon actually does this, I'll laugh my ass off when an incoming shitstorm. Yeah, I will too. What about OnlyFans ads? I think that's a completely separate problem. You're talking about like pornography or whatever. I think people should be able to like turn that kind of stuff off, especially if it's something that is, you know, being advertised potentially towards minors. Yeah. But either way, yeah, I saw this. I don't agree with removing the block button. As I said before, if people say something, they have every right to have a voice, but they don't have a right to be heard by everybody. People can choose what they want to do. I think that fundamentally the freedom of association is also the freedom of disassociation. It means that if you don't want to be involved with something, you don't want to listen to somebody, you don't want to hear what they have to say, you can say, no, leave me the fuck alone. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a great thing. So I hope that I hope that this has changed a bit. If the problem is sponsors, I think they should fix that specifically. The goal is to bring back freedom of speech. Snowflakes are going to cry. People do have freedom of speech. Right now, on Twitter. You can say what you want on Twitter. What's wrong with that? What if mute is just better? Well, it still allows people to co-opt your platform to harass you. And again, like if Elon, it's his platform really. It's just you're taking out a part of it. And so if he says, no, that's not it, he has every right to do this. I'm not saying he's not allowed to do it. I don't care what the app stores say. Fuck the app stores. He can do what he wants. I just disagree with it. I think it's stupid. That's all. I think people should be able to have autonomy over their account and what they see. Yeah. So if they do it, they do it. Who cares? Like, I hardly even ever tweet anyway, so it doesn't even really matter to me. If he does this, he'll definitely lose some users. Yeah, I think so. At this point, I'd be surprised if he actually does this. Dude, it's weird. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be surprised if he did it. Yeah, I definitely would. Why would it be off then against the TOS on both stores to not have a block function? Yeah, I think that's a good thing. You should be able to block somebody. You can have autonomy over your own actions and just not engage with something. Yeah, but like if somebody comes into your house and starts yelling at you and then you say, well, you can just not engage with that. Or if somebody's standing in front of your house and yelling at you, you know, you can say, oh, well, you're able to just not engage with that. No, I don't agree with that. I don't like that line of thinking. I think that people do not have the right to insert themselves into your space and then you know, push their viewpoint or their worldview on you against your consent. I don't agree with that. I think that is outside of everybody's bubble of freedom. People are getting in your bubble at that point. Couldn't people just mention you and harass you instead of DMs if they're remove block? Of course people can talk about you on Twitter. But it's different than whenever people are using your platform to do it. Or your account to do it. I think that you should be able to block people whenever you want, for any reason. I don't say being a dick should block you. What should I do now? Just don't look at it, right? I mean, like if they get rid of it, yeah, just don't look at it. That's the solution. I mean, it shouldn't be like that, but that's the best there is. The just meeting argument is stupid as fuck. You personally won't see the tweets. People who interact with your tweets will see this person. Yeah, exactly. I feel like everyone's missing the point here. Elon's goal is to stay in the tabloids, be in the buzz. You think he's doing this because like Twitter is like, I wouldn't really say falling off, but like, you know, it's there's nothing crazy happening on Twitter. So like, okay, I changed the name. I did a few other things. I'm making everybody pay me $8. Now I've got to do this new thing to get people talking about me again. Yeah, maybe.